Hi, boys and girls. We are going to read a bunch of stories, both fiction and nonfiction, about apples this week. And today we're going to start in Zoom a story that I love called Apple Trouble. We're not going to finish the story on Zoom, though. It's kind of long. So I'm recording it here now so that you can watch it on Seesaw. Your job today, as you listen to this story, is to notice this character's problem. Notice all the different events that happen. Notice how the character solves the problem. They try a whole bunch of different things and notice how this character solves the problem. Okay, this is called Apple Trouble. And as the reader, I'm looking at the front cover and I'm already getting an idea about what this character's problem might be. I bet you are noticing that this character's face looks a little upset or surprised. And then I see an apple stuck onto this character's little spikes. So I'm wondering if that's what the problem is. And I'm interested to read to find out how this character solves the problem. Okay, so I know we started on Zoom, but I'm going to read from the beginning anyways, so that you can enjoy the whole story at once. This is called Apple Trouble. Hedgehog had just finished building her winter nest under the old apple tree. Not too large and not too small, just right for a long winter's sleep. We will learn about animals that sleep during the winter. This one is getting its cozy nest ready for winter to come. Suddenly, a juicy red apple landed on her back. Ouch, squeaked Hedgehog. Plop. Boys and girls, I'm going to pause right there and check my understanding. So here's this character who was getting ready to go to sleep, and suddenly an apple fell onto this character's little spikes, and I can see that she's not so sure about if she likes that. She curled into a spiny ball, hoping it would fall off. But when she uncurled, the juicy red apple was still there. So I know she tried to get it off, but it didn't come off yet. Hedgehog tried to squeeze herself and the apple into the beautiful new nest. But could she get in? No, she could not. Not with the apple on her back. The nest was too small. Oh dear. As a reader, I can tell this is a pretty big problem. She can't fit into her nest where she needs to go to be safe during the winter time. That's a pretty big problem. Let's read and really notice how she solves this problem. Squirrel, scurrying past with an armful of brown nuts, stopped to help. Isn't that a good friend? Stand still. I'll push the apple off, he said. Ooh, I'm wondering if that will work, if the squirrel tries to push that apple off. Oh my. And he pushed and he struggled and he heaved and he tugged. Tell yourself, is the apple off of Hedgehog? No. So that was a try, but it didn't solve the problem. Let's keep reading. But the juicy red apple stayed where it was. Worse still, 3 of the squirrel's brown nuts got caught in Hedgehog's spines. So now she had a juicy red apple and 3 brown nuts on her back. Check the illustrations. Remember how we talked about the illustrations tell so much? Oh, look. If I look carefully, I see these brown nuts stuck. Oh no, that is a big problem. Oh dear, wailed Hedgehog. Winter is coming and I cannot get in my nest. What will I do? Here is a new character. Let's see what idea this character has. Try rolling on your back, snorted Pig, trotting up. That'll get rid of it. Tell your brain, do you think that will work? Rolling on the back? Let's see. Hedgehog threw herself on the ground. Her little legs paddled in the air as she twisted and wriggled and rolled. Look at her face. Does it look like this is coming off? That things are coming off? Yes or no? No, I see them still there when I look closely at the illustration. Has it all gone? She asked hopefully, scrambling to her feet. Pig shook his head. No, the juicy red apple and the 3 brown nuts were still there. So were a small green pear and a crumpled brown leaf. Oh dear, sighed Hedgehog, rolling her eyes. Does Hedgehog like having these things stuck? Tell someone in your room or tell your stuffed animal. No, you're right. He does not. She does not like this. But up in the sky, sailing towards Hedgehog, she saw a colorful piece of paper. Oh no, she cried. This way and that way she ran as fast as she could. This way and that drifted the paper. Close your eyes and visualize this. Visualize that paper. Where do you think it will land? Let's see if you were right. And it landed right on her back, between the apple and the 3 brown nuts. It's not fair, cried Hedgehog, who now had a juicy red apple, 3 brown nuts, a small green pear, a crumpled brown leaf, and a colored piece of paper on her back. I'll never get into my nest. Boys and girls, remind yourself, why is that a problem? Why is this a big deal for a hedgehog? Do you remember? Tell yourself or tell me. Yeah, she can't fit in her nest with these things, huh? That's a pretty big problem. I'm really interested to see how this gets solved. Hedgehog pattered to the pond and gazed at her reflection in the water. Hello, Hedgehog. That's a lot of stuff on your back, croaked Frog. I'm trying to get rid of it, sniffed Hedgehog. Dive, said Frog. That will wash it off. Hedgehog dipped a foot in the murky water, then dived. Do you think that's going to work? Yes? No? As the reader, I'm paying really close attention to how this character solves the problem. Let's see if that was the solution. Splash! Her friend watched Hedgehog bobbing up and down. The juicy red apple, the 3 brown nuts, the small green pear, the crumpled brown leaf, and the colorful piece of paper were still there. So was a pink water lily. Look closely, boys and girls, at this. Oh my goodness. Now she has another thing stuck on her. Glug, 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 gurgled Hedgehog as the others heaved her out of the water. She did look kind of funny. Look at how her friends are sticking by her. What good friends. They're trying to help. But Hedgehog did not find it funny at all. Stop laughing, she sputtered, and stamped her feet on the ground. Where am I going to sleep? Pig and Squirrel looked worried about it. So did Frog. Now as the reader, I'm interested too. How is she going to solve this? I do have one last idea, oinked Pig. Squeeze through that hedge over there. That'll brush everything off. So Hedgehog closed her eyes and squeezed herself through the thick leaves. But did it get everything back or off her back? Close your eyes and visualize this. That means make a picture in your mind. Visualize Hedgehog squeezing through those leaves. Decide what you predict. Do you think everything will come off? Yeah? Or do you think, no, it will still be stuck? If someone's in the room with you, you could tell them what you predict. No, it did not. It was all still there. And so were 4 ripe blackberries. And there, staring at her with a look of great surprise, stood Goat. Oh, cried Goat, you've brought lunch. Boys and girls, goats like to eat lots and lots of different things. I'm going to reread this. So think about what I just said. Goats eat lots and lots of things, and then notice what this goat said and think about what might happen. I'm going to reread this part. "Oh," cried Goat, "you've brought lunch." Tell someone in the room, or tell your stuffed animal if you're by yourself, or tell Mrs. Clark. What do you think the goat will do right now? Let's see. "Help yourself," said Hedgehog. "Take it all." "Yippee!" brayed Goat. Then he picked off and ate the juicy red apple, the 3 brown nuts, the small green pear, the pink water lily, and the 4 ripe blackberries. For dessert, he ate the paper. Boys and girls, stop. Think. What's happening? What is going on with these characters, and how is the problem getting solved? Check your understanding. The only thing that was left was the crumpled brown leaf. You just couldn't eat anymore. "Hooray!" cried Hedgehog. She felt as light as a feather. "Thank you, Goat," she said. If someone is in this room with you, tell them why she's happy now. What just happened to this character? What event made her happy? If no one's with you, think it. Tell your brain, tell your own self. Then she ran as fast as her little legs could carry her, through the gate, past the pond, across the orchard, under the tree, and home to her nest. Hedgehog squeezed into her little nest. It fitted her perfectly. And it was the best nest ever. Outside, a cold wind blew another apple off the tree. But it didn't fall on Hedgehog. She was safe in her nest and fast asleep. All right. I hope you enjoyed that story. Boys and girls, I want you now to think about how Hedgehog solved the problem. There was a problem, a lot of problems. Things kept sticking on her little spines. What was the solution? How did she finally get these little things off of her? And you can draw a picture and take a photo of it, or you could take a video of yourself and tell Mrs. Clark how this character solved the problem. Okay? All right. See you later.